you on.
All right, hello everybody.
Hi.
My name is Ian, and thank you guys for helping me out with this and being my audience. I really appreciate it. So I've done two speeches so far. This is my third, the last one for the quarter. And it's a subject that I hold very dear to my heart and also very close to my face. So you might be wondering, Ian, what are you talking about? Well, I'm talking about beards. So first off, think back to like 1800s. Okay, so you had Abraham Lincoln. Okay, it's a funny short story actually. Abraham Lincoln never actually grew a beard in his whole life up until 1 month before the election. He received a letter from a little girl. I'm going to quote this here. So it says, "I've got 4 brothers, and part of them will vote for you anyway. And if you let your whiskers grow, I will try and get the rest of them to vote for you. You would look a great deal better for your face is so thin. All the ladies like whiskers, and they would tease their husbands to vote for you, and then you'd be president." That's Gracie Bedell. She was an 11-year-old girl from New York. So pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
So taking a look at it and beards in kind of modern day society, a lot of people view beards as unprofessional. You see a guy with a beard and they go, no, that's just not going to work. There's actually a lot of companies that have very strict rules on growing facial hair. My dad, for example, he's worked at Kraft Foods for 25 years and he is not allowed to grow anything. He can't grow sideburns, a mustache, a soul patch, mutton chops, nothing. And I'm sure there's other corporations like that. I mean, do you guys know of any companies that have like facial hair rules?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Crystal Mountain.
Okay, good,
Ours does.
cool.
We don't let it because people need to look clean cut.
Exactly. Totally. Okay, good.
Yes,
Army and Navy.
Skechers won't let you grow a beard.
Exactly. Okay, good. So now, per the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, Article 19, everyone has the right to freedom of opinion and expression. So you can have your opinion of beards, that's totally fine, but also men should have the right to be able to express themselves by growing a beard. Now, women and beards, I don't know. I didn't do any research into that. That's not really my field, right? So yeah. So some other parts of that, many people think that beards are a turn-off for prospective relationships. I disagree with that. I say that beards are actually a filter, okay? It helps filter out people who are obsessive with physical appearance and not willing to accept a person for who they really are. Now, here's another good quote for you. This is from a guy named John Roderick. He works for the Phoenix New-Times in Arizona. He says, and this is probably the wrong demographic for this, I'm just stating because most of you are female, nothing against that. Just says, quote, "Do not listen to women who say they do not like beards. They are expressing the ancient female art of domesticating men by shaving and perfuming them." Okay? Now, just from my experience with my mom is constantly telling me, "Ian, you need to shave your beard. Ian, you need to trim your beard down. Ian, your beard looks scraggly." And her reason for that is because it's the cool thing to do. She thinks that modern day society, the beard is very close cut, makes you look very professional. And okay, I can definitely see that, but I have my own disagreements with that. Now, the ability to grow a beard is nature's way of telling a man from a boy, right?
Sure.
So here's an amazing quote from the great Shakespeare. "He that hath a beard is more than a youth, and he that hath no beard is less than a man." And that is from Much Ado About Nothing. So now beards have many purposes. One off, they make a person look older, possibly wiser, more respected, maybe in my case not so much. But, look at Gandalf from Lord of the Rings, right? Or wizards, they always have that thing of beards, super long beards, right?
Yeah.
Good. Now, prehistoric men used beards as protection, actually against getting punched in the face. It was actually padding, so if somebody wants to punch me in the face, it actually absorbs some of the impact, not a whole lot. So if I ever say something mean or offensive to you guys and you slap me in the face, it's going to bounce off. To some extent, it's still going to hurt. However, it'll help. Now, the other reason for that was intimidation. If you had a guy with a big bushy beard, like what Keenan's beard used to look like, for example, he went, "Ah," it'd be a little bit scarier than, in my opinion, if a guy with no beard came up to you and went, "Ah."
That's a brilliant one.
Exactly. Exactly. So there's that. So what I'd like to propose actually for, in the professional business world, obviously it has to look good, it has to look clean-cut, professional, but I also would like to propose a length system, okay? I was thinking 2 inches on all surfaces of the face, right? Now certain men can't grow facial hair in certain places due to genetics.
Yeah.
So in the circumstance of a guy only being able to grow sideburns, okay? As long as it's uniform on both sides, it's not sticking out or puffier in certain areas or whatever, that should be allowable. If a person can only grow a mustache, fair enough, right? You should let men grow facial hair where they can grow it.
Okay.
Now, some counter-arguments are saying that, well, beards have no purpose in modern-day society. Okay, beards actually keep people warm, right? They always have and they always will. That's one point. Having a beard is a telltale sign of laziness, when in actual fact, I save a lot of money by not shaving. It is extremely expensive to go to the store and buy packs of razors. You know, if I had to shave every single day, I'd be spending a lot more money than I currently do. Some people say most successful men don't have beards. What about ZZ Top? Right? Okay, they had amazing beards. What about Zach Galifianakis? He's a very famous comedian, right? Billy Mays, best sales pitch in all of history, in my opinion. You know, the guy from OxyClean with the huge beard. He looked like a lumberjack. And I already mentioned Gandalf, so whatever. So, to me, how we would implement this, just imagine for a second that men would be allowed to fully express themselves through the growing of a beard. They wouldn't be in fear of, you know, somebody not hiring them because, oh, that guy has a beard. Or they would be in fear of, you know, being rejected by people just in society, right? So I feel that a beard is a work of art. It's beauteous. It's aesthetic. Now, you guys might not agree with me, but I would like to change that, obviously. So something that we can all do to accept a beard better, and it's a grassroots movement, and that's not supposed to be a pun, but it kind of is. You know, but if you look at it, if people would be able to accept the beard, I think it'd be a better thing for society. Men would be able to feel a little more freer, right? They wouldn't have to be afraid of just letting it out, right? So something you guys can do is you can compliment beard growers. It actually makes us feel very fantastic about ourselves. And a good analogy, a good analogy I made was with a gardener, right? He grows his plants, he loves and nourishes them, he gives them water, they grow with the person, okay? So the whole idea is what you guys can do is just be respectful of beards and be understanding. That's the main point. If you still disagree with growing beards, I totally got that. I was just hoping to change your minds on that slightly, so thank you guys very much.